Hello, my name's Emma Levy, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. My clients sometimes ask me how I ended up doing what I do now. And first of all, I can tell you there was no grand plan. Things have evolved. In terms of the work I've done, my career, I've done many different things, but one thing has been in common throughout, and that has been that the work I've done has been supporting other people to achieve their goals, helping them with developing skills, with gaining confidence in many different areas. So I started off doing this as an English language teacher overseas. I spent a total of 16 or 17 years overseas in a number of different countries. I started off in Egypt, went to Ukraine, Portugal, Pakistan, India, Nepal, Russia, before I returned first of all to London and then to Edinburgh and now Aberfeldy. But while I was overseas, I was teaching English and then became a manager of other teachers of English, and also got involved in teaching, training, coaching in company situations, lots of different skill areas. And then I started to get involved in improving processes in organisations, first of all across the organisation I was working for, and then I started working for the NHS, and I was very fortunate to have the NHS give me an opportunity to train as an improvement advisor. And that's something that while I was originally applying it to services across the NHS in Scotland, and I was training people who work for the NHS and other public service areas in Scotland, it can be applied to absolutely everything. And it's key, it's one of the foundations of everything I do in terms of thinking about how we create improvements, how we achieve our goals, and how we know that we have achieved our goals. And then I reached a point where I wanted to do something different, and I turned to something that had been very important to me in my personal life. I had always been a swimmer. Having said always, I was injured, and I had been injured and had to stop swimming, had to stop cycling, had to stop running. There had been a period I did triathlon, I had to stop all of those, and I had to relearn to swim from scratch. So having been a competitive swimmer as a child, I couldn't anymore because of a shoulder injury, and it turned out that created an amazing opportunity, relearning, and it was because of that when I was then looking for something else I might do professionally, I decided to become a swim coach. And for a while I had my own swim studio and was working one-to-one with clients in the swim studio. And after a little while, I realised that to help people in the way I wanted to be able to help them with their swimming, I actually needed to have a better understanding of the human body. I needed to understand and be able to share ways that people could improve their joint mechanics, their breathing. From there, I realised that I also needed a better understanding of reflexes and people's habitual movement patterns and how I could help people in different ways that way. And so I trained in many different areas, initially to help swimmers, but then I started to offer those skills to other people who were not necessarily interested in swimming. And so I gradually shifted to doing working with all sorts of different clients, adults and children. And that's pretty much where I've got to now. And what I love about this is that people come to me with all sorts of goals, facing all sorts of different challenges. And I love not only seeing them actually achieve their ultimate goals, but seeing how they respond to making changes to small elements, small skills along the way. So maybe somebody thinks that they've been challenged by how they move their hands, feeling as if it's not working properly, and we do some work and they're able to find movement in hands and be able to then do things that they may not have been able to do for a while. Seeing people who have been in pain start to be able to walk without the pain that they thought they were going to have forever, and the realization of what that change means for them. It's so rewarding working with people on things like this and seeing their progress. So I've mentioned a little bit about things I do in my spare time. I now do swim in a completely different way from how I did when I was a child and teenager, because I've learnt to do it much more safely. And as well as swimming, I cycle, I hill walk. I'm incredibly fortunate now to have what you see here just down the road from where I live. So I love being able to get outside and do different things. I also read a lot. I regularly go to the same book group I've been part of for over 15 years. I like going to the theatre, I like going to art galleries, and I've been so fortunate in all the different countries I've lived in that they've given me opportunities to do different things, to learn different things, to experience different places, and that has given me an interest in so many things. What I'm sure of now is while the particular skills and interests I may have will inevitably continue to develop, I know that I'm going to continue to use them to support people to achieve their goals, whatever they may be, drawing on all these different areas that I've mentioned.